Okay, coming back to the feelings and sensation, let me conclude and then I request whoever is having doubts or whatever, think it over, take weeks or some time more to analyze and see. And I'll take what Bobby's question was regarding jhana and this body, etc. So that portion I'll cover, but not again the same thing what we have done for last 2 days. Even though it is good to bring it up, but I feel we should slightly move ahead and then try it out. So I thought yesterday after our meeting with Aryu and Bobby, I thought that it's good to talk about scenarios. So I'll put scenarios, and anyway, Madhukar is there. He's a doctor, he's a MD, MBBS MD, so he should be able to tell me if I'm going wrong on other side. Okay. So first scenario, when Aryu was here, my blood pressure is 160, 110, 100. Okay. The doctor took it thrice and then came to 160, 100. And then because of anxiety, at that point in time, we can say that the mind is creating issue with the body. Right? Now, anxiety is a mental thing. It's not a physical thing. Anxiety creates excessive cortisol. So now what happens here is that in the bloodstream, since it is a sympathetic nervous system, there is a stress. And as soon as stress, the blood pressure is supposed to increase because you're supposed to run. And hence my BP is 160, 100. Okay. Adding on to the scenario, when the doctor, the cardiologist looked at my state, indication showed that I have a physical problem, meaning I have a block in the heart. So they suggested CT angio. Okay, and he also gave tablets. Now here is the twist to the story. Now the tablet what was given is to reduce the BPM, beats per minute. It was going around 98, 100, 95 to 110. That was my BPM as against to 40, which I generally have, 45. Less than 50 is what I have, so double. If it is mental, you can control it. If it is physical, you require drug to control it. So when they gave me the medicine, it came down to 45. Right. So if it is not physical sensation, I'm using the word sensation, then there is nothing that can be done if you call it is mental. Because no matter what drug you give, mentally you can change it again. So it would be racing. So when the doctor gave me that medicine and Aryu was here, and then we were having the retreat in Bangalore, and the doctor has said not to strain till you have your angio done. So now because of that medication, which brought to 45, my usual heart rate, on 8th of Jan 2024, when I went for the CT angio, when they put on the fluid inside, they found no matter of my anxiety or whatever it is, there's nothing in the heart, which clearly shows a distinction between mental is one and physical is another one. Buddha, that's the reason he says two arrows, but it is subtle. It doesn't seem to be that they both can be. That's the reason if nama rupa paricheda means you can literally see the five elements for what they are. Okay? This is the first live, or rather my own personal example I can give other than some other examples. So before you arrive at a conclusion that it is both mental and physical, only mental, I'm not saying it's only physical. But what I'm saying is there is a physical sensation, and Buddha never uses a physical sensation at all. He says sukha and dukkha. He doesn't use so manasa, do manasa, upekha. If this we need to keep it in the mind. If you're getting confused or if you're getting uh, not clear, consider these scenarios on medical field. If it is mental, nobody can give any medication to anyone to bring down the blood pressure, to bring down sugar level or whatever it is, because it's mental. Because mental state depicts physicality, that means physicality also should depict the mental state, interlinked. So now when some drug is given in the body, that person will then react differently in the mind. Let's take a scenario of schizophrenia. It's a mental problem. Multiple personality disorder, a mental problem. Nothing happens on the body. There's absolutely no connection on the body. Why they behave in that way? Okay. Then take hysteria. Same thing. Take imagination. Okay. That's purely mental. I'm seeing God standing in front of me. Mental. Nothing happens physical. So we need to consider certain situations, conditions, and and hence in sutta you will not find a word called sensation. Okay. Yeah. So take it with a pinch of salt. I'm not saying you should agree with whatever I'm saying. Not at all my intention. Investigate. Look at it all scenarios. Take medical scenarios. Best thing is medical scenarios. But that will the proof. If you take some other scenarios, you might not get to that proof. But medical scenarios are proof. That's proof driven. Happens to everyone. Another example. Now, the final example I want to give before I enter into the jhanic state. How many of you know about anesthesia? Anyway, our doctor is sitting here. How many of you are clear about anesthesia? What does it do? Anesthesia, what does it do? Anyone? Or anyone had anesthesia for whatever reason? Yes, Shanil, go ahead.
No, I had an operation once on my knee and they gave me anesthesia and I was knocked out. I didn't recognize anything until I woke back up.
Yes. So, have you heard about another chemical called as chloroform?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, these two chemicals, what they do, you should. Now, if you're talking about Nirodha Samapatti and anesthesia, they do basically the same job. Okay. What does anesthesia do? It will block feelings and perception. So as soon as the injection is given in few minutes time, that part of the body is completely numb. No conscious experience can be found. Now, if the whole body is giving anesthesia, the person is knocked down, like what Shinel is informing. He's not dead, but he's not alive either. He doesn't feel or perceive. Now anybody can do anything on that body. Now you tell me, is that mental or physical? Okay. So when we say sanya vedata nirodha, you're mimicking the anesthesia by not giving any medical thing. So you're knocked out, and when you come back, there was no feeling or perception. So how fast can you get into nibbana depends on how fast you can have this anesthesia. Yeah. So basically, I had gone for my root canal. I'll give you this example. Maybe again, it can help Bobby and Ariu. The first time I had a root canal thing done on this side of my teeth, the doctor pleaded to me that, Vilas, don't do this. It's a very painful procedure. Go for anesthesia. And I said, I can't tolerate. Okay, he drilled it for 2 days. Painful. I can't explain the pain. It was foolishness. Just to show my macho skills or whatever that stupid ideas I had. Okay, it's painful. But I took it 2 days down the line. Not 2 days, not really 2 days, few months down the line. One day I was eating here in my living room, and then I fell down because of high BP, high blood pressure. Then my wife suggested me to go and visit her uncle, who is a doctor. So I went to him, and he was shocked to see the same number, what you saw, Ariu, 160 by 100. That's been my normal blood pressure if a doctor touches me or whatever it is. So now that is anxiety attack anyway, a panic attack. So then he said, wait for some more time, and then we will check again. And again, 160 by 100. Another 1 day down the line, you check, and that's just 160, 100. So then he gave me blood pressure tablets, which he said you have to take it for a lifetime. And I was flying down to US. I threw all those tablets in the Bangalore International Airport. Okay, and I flew to US without any medication. Okay, and my blood pressure was okay, 120/80. No worries on that. The second time, what had happened is this guy had spoiled the next tooth. So that in 2019, 18, I think so. Yeah, 18. The doctor said that you need to have this root canal to the next one because it has got decayed because of the first one. So this time I'm smart, right? And in Buddha Dhamma, I didn't want to take chances of showing my idiotic skill. So they gave anesthesia. And that's the last known information I have. He is literally hitting it. I'm not feeling anything. So when there is no feeling, can you perceive pain? No. Can you perceive pleasure? No. Can you perceive neutral? Yesterday, after I spoke to, the day before yesterday we spoke, but yesterday I remembered all of this. When I was speaking to you and Bobby, I could have used all these examples to make it clear that when we say sensation, it's physical. But now you can say he's rubbing as a sensation, scratching, grinding. I'm having a grinding sensation. So you can understand, oh, grinding, okay. He's feeling grinding, like that. Okay. Yes, sir.
I guess hopefully it doesn't take too long, but I think some people, when they can hold off this pain with their mental skills, because you said there's something called physical reaction as well, right? So sometimes you would have a reaction, but seemingly with mental power, you can, withhold this physical reaction.
I'll come to that. Hold on for a second. Okay. Now, can you deliberately, it's called as a miracle. can you deliberately cut off the consciousness from that particular part of the body without giving anesthesia? And the answer is yes. The earliest or the recent past person who exactly did that is Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. In the Gospels of Ramakrishna, a whole section is there on that. So people consider him to be a miracle person because the doctor who used to visit him was shocked that they have cut open this portion because he had a throat cancer. And the blood is oozing out. He's just sitting, smiling. And there were 3 English physicians. Of them, it was a shocker. They've never seen anyone like that in their life. So they brought in a chief from London just to see this. That there are individuals in India who can this. Now the question comes, how? For this you need to learn Kundalini. That's the only way you can do it. You require Kundalini Yoga. And there's an Englishman who really, really loved it. He wrote a book on Kundalini because he got a Sanskrit book which they took it to London, translated. And now in India, you have to read Arthur, his name is Arthur, you have to read his book only. If you want to attain that state, what Ramakrishna could do. Yeah, that's the answer to your question. You can withdraw. And in the recent past, recent means in 1970s, 80s, 80s, I think so. There was one saint here in Bangalore I'm talking about, who underwent an operation of his arm. He went to the doctor. It's completely swollen and requires an operation. He said, operate. I said, we need to get ready. He said, what? Get ready with what? No, to cut open. He said, please go ahead. What do you mean, go ahead? I'm saying, go ahead. Sir, we have to, no procedure. Just go ahead. Are you sure you can tolerate the pain? He said, I've already cut off this thing. It doesn't belong to me. You can cut it. Right? So you can do it. I am quite confident that you can do it. And that's called miracle. Because receptor can be changed in the brain. So the brain which is looking at these places will cut off. So that means you are bypassing default mode network. In fact, Viren, who is in our group, in the Australian group, he shared one video about Sakkaya Ditthi. And in that, I was saying default mode network. I was laughing because you can do everything you want by cutting off default mode network. If somebody knows how to play with neurons, you can do whatever you want, wonders. Because it's neurons which is connecting. It's not you or me or anything. So if it is a physical pain, by changing the set of neurons connecting to another network, the pain is gone. Yes, you can do it. I have no doubts you can't do it. And hence Buddha says, Mano Pubbangama Dhamma. Agreed. It's 100% true. I have no doubts. In fact, I can do it in 2 parts. Part 1, medical. Part 2, spiritual. Part 1, medical, demonstrable evidence. Part 2, you have to rely on the scripture. That's it. But thing what we need to get clarity is there are three things which happen: purely physical, purely mental, combined. Okay? Now, if you can discern it out, look at not getting reacted to the physical sensations. I'm using the word sensation, physical sensation. The Goenka technique, the best ever technique can learn. You are not reacting to the physical sensation at all. Whatever appears in the body, you are not reacting to. So it becomes good. Now you have left with only mind. That you can change. That Pottapada Sutta explains how to change your entire mentality. Right? So, done. Now coming to, yes, any questions? Anyone? Yes, go ahead.
Hopefully quick, but this you said the Kundalini you can cut it off, right? But previously you also say even in this jhanas, the endorphin got released and it's somewhat
Yes, so here the endorphins, not only endorphins are released, here you're changing the network itself. So you need to learn how to change the networks.
So in your case with this teeth thing, if you go into jhana, you can also do it.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And that's how a pregnant woman can deliver. Because the moment you give her the baby, she forgets all the pain because the endorphins will be so much released that it cuts off the pain.
And I'm wondering, why do you say this Kundalini is the only way to do it? Because it seems jhana is much more common.
No way, no way. Jhana, that's the reason. You need to know many things, Aryu. We don't know many things. We don't know other things at all. We are just blind. We think, oh, only this much. No, there are better things. What Buddha says is don't go towards that because that will give you rebirth. That doesn't mean that there's nothing like that. We have gone into a oblivion of ourselves, saying that, that's not there, that's not there. No. That's the reason from the beginning I was saying, first enter into jhana. You will see a vast difference. And every sutta talks about jhana. There's not even one single sutta. And in fact, samma samadhi is what? Or jhanas. Now you are not really following Buddha Dhamma if you are not in 4 jhanas. What are we talking about then? It makes no sense. So if we think that we shouldn't get into jhana, whoever is asking that, show him, then what is samma samadhi? Has to be there. Right? So we need to enter into all the 8 jhanas to know what is 9th jhana. Even Goenka has written that, but anyway, that doesn't make any sense because an initial person don't require so much of information. It's a information vomiting and it is of no use. So what Goenka has done or Ubakin has done is perfectly fine. You don't require to know so much. That's fine. That's how it should be. Why should you have so much of information and do what? As it is with so many years of our meeting Aryu, we are still not clear. Just imagine the plight of Goenkaji. He is having so many students. If he opens up a tap of Buddha Dhamma, where will they go? He has to answer them every moment, which will be overwhelming. Rather, do one course like this. Some people get it, some people will not get it. So they go to the 2nd course and 10th course and 50th course and 100th course, years of courses. That's fair. Anyway, he won't have got it. Any which way, it's fine. Few people who get it, they will know how to search it. They will do it. Even Goenka has written that in his book. They will definitely find it. So for few people who can do it, why should he spend his lifetime in explaining this whole Dhamma to thousands and millions of people? It makes no sense because they can't experience it and the doubt remains. Now I brought up Kundalini, so you jumped on that. So now the question comes, is jhana higher than kundalini or kundalini higher than jhana? Then we go in some waters. Yes, go ahead.
No, that's not the doubt. The doubt is only, you said only Kundalini can do it.
I again mark it only. Why? Because cutting of consciousness can be done through kundalini. Try it out. Get your energies up, and then you see, you just say, hey, cut this, it'll go away. Cut that, it'll go away. And hence a person gets so much attached to it. And Buddha is cutting all attachment. That's correct. Because then there's rebirth. Now you're going behind it. Taking my own story, Aryu, in my past life, if I remember, I knew 94 of these skills. Today I have 16. Has it not deteriorated? Yes. Can I not see the four dhammas? Khaya dhamma, vaya dhamma, viraga dhamma, nirodha dhamma. I can see all the four of them. So should I really work out in getting those 94, or should I work out in letting go of 16? Which is better? I think letting go of 16 is far better than trying to get all this 94 what I had, or rather the balance of 94 I had. I had gone to Peru in Ujjain, from Ujjain to Kashi, 108 different kinds of skills, like walking on water. I have walked on water. I can see I was walking on water in that life, but today can I walk on water? I can go on the walls. I know how to do it, but can I do it now? If somebody challenges me, Vilas, do it now. I cannot. I've forgotten that method. So where will I find the teacher now who taught me that? Right? So many, like this eye reading, that's one thing which is retained. I was doing that at that time also. Now also I'm doing it. I can penetrate somebody's eyes and know what's happening. If I touch somebody's body and exactly I know where there's a problem, and I can touch it and I can heal it. But that was also there at that point in time. It's not that something new. So 16 of them have retained. And what a stupidity. From 94, only 16. So should I not let go of all the 16 and then completely liberate, rather than looking at holding on to 16? Like that, Kundalini is something where you can cut off the consciousness from a particular part of the body, because it depends on the nadi. Nadi means the tubular channels. So if you cut the consciousness in the nerves through the brain, that's it. That's what happens in which one? Paralysis. Isn't it true? The nerve is permanently cut, meaning the consciousness is permanently cut in the nerve. So the nerve loses the power of feeling and perceiving. So now it's a dead thing. You can cut, you can do whatever you want. Why? There's no consciousness. Right? So you think it's tough to do that? No. When paralysis can happen, this also can happen. Now, this is mental paralysis, which he has brought there so that that particular part of the body is cut off with its consciousness. Fair game. Okay, now I'll address what Bobby had asked. Most interesting is all for Bobby now. No longer Aryu. Okay. Any final thoughts, Aryu? Beyond this, you try. And then we'll have a separate meeting on, if you're still not able to get it, we'll talk separately. Let's not take other people's time, and it becomes like you and me. Now, he had as you are aware, Aryu, he had a very nice, good question. Appreciate Bobby for that. So Question number one. What happens between the Kama Loka, Rupa Loka, Arūpa Loka? So you have to put it in that way. Okay. What is Kama? Basically, Kama means senses, but you need to see that it is grossness. It's very gross. So that means eyes are seeing something truly gross. Ears are hearing which is truly gross. In the same way, the physical sensations, I'm using the word sensation yet now, is gross. Since we are always in the Kamaloka, it is good to follow Goenka technique 100% all the time. Yeah. Why? It gets you clarity on itching sensation, throbbing sensation, heat sensation, cold sensation, all kind of sensation. It's gross. So Olarika Sukuma. It's Olarika means gross. Every karma experience is gross. Right? Every karma experience is gross. At least as a human level. Clear? Now what I do? By following 1 second.
I think Bobby wants to trying to speak, but I think he's on mute.
No. Actually, what happened? Somebody called me very urgently. So you are seeing my lips moving.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. Thank you.
Sorry, there was a courier. Okay, now coming back. So all that we experience at a gross is Kamaloka. So is there anything beyond Kamaloka is the question. Can there be anything beyond Kamaloka? And that's what Buddha kept on looking at. So in fact, in the Panchakanga Sutta and many other suttas, he explains that. If somebody comes and tells me there is no pleasure in Kamaloka, I don't accept to it, and there is better. So there's first jhana like that. So if I can get into Rupa Loka, what happens? There is two portions, right? Mind and body. And body has three distinct characteristics, which is there in every matter, which is lahuta, lightness, kambanyata, you can wield it the way you want it. Okay. And the third one is that you can bend it, mudutta, meaning you can make it in whatever fashion you want. Example, somebody wants to do yogasana, and Bobby is a yoga expert, so he will agree with me. He can bend it the way he wants. In fact, he and I have one thing in common, that he also has an ACL tear on his knee. I also have an ACL tear on my knee. He got operated. He struggled for a few months, or more than three to 6 months, I guess, in getting his knee all right. And he learned yoga. Now he jumps, he does everything. Okay? Now, if we say Bobby is doing it, it's not Bobby who is doing it. That's the nature of matter. Okay. So can you go beyond matter, mind? If the answer is yes, then stop addressing the physical things, sight taking physical. Another question, what you both had asked me, that Vilasji, can you not have the same physical sensation in the eyes and ears and nose and tongue and the body? And the answer is yes. In fact, all the diseases which Buddha indicates, 49 diseases in all, is concerned with physicality. When I say physicality, it doesn't mean this body, it means the eye, the ear, the nose, the tongue, and the body. Okay. Now, in COVID season, many people, at least in India, I don't know about there, could not taste. The tongue had lost taste. The nose had lost smell. It's physical, not mental. It's physical, he can't taste. It's not his imagining. No, physically, there's no taste. Physically, there's no smell. He can't smell. Strongest of the strongest perfumes, he can't smell. It's got nothing to do with mental. He's not imagining. He's not doing anything. Based upon this input, what he does is separate. He can get worried, he can get whatever, that is separate. But as far as the COVID goes, many people, in terms of symptoms, they started writing in the paper that if you lose your taste, if you lose your smell, it means you have COVID, go and get tested. So the testing, screening happened because they couldn't smell and they couldn't taste. It's physical. So, Ari, you don't get into this erroneous thinking that, because it is cold means it is mental. No, he can't even smell it. What do you mean mental? He can't smell. He can't taste. Now, come to this second part. Can I, looking at these body characteristics of the lightness, and the second one is about the way you can make it, and mudutta, kamanyata mudutta lahuta. It's where it is written. It is there in Rupa Vibhakti in Vibhanga. If somebody has read Vibhanga can understand this. That is now it is part of Abhidhamma. Earlier it was part of Sutta Pitaka itself, Vibhanga. But they have moved it to Abhidhamma. You go to Abhidhamma, then you look at Rupa. In that, this whole explanation comes. Then you can see it is there in the Sutta or Vibhanga. Because all Vibhanga, Dhatu Vibhanga, this Vibhanga, that Vibhanga is part of Sutta. I don't know why they have moved all the Vibhangas there, like Jhana Vibhanga, Sadaitana Vibhanga, all these Vibhanga is part of Sutta. Anyway, forget it. Whoever did whatever they did, that's not a question. The question is it there in the Tipitaka or not? And the answer is yes. So somebody having doubt can go and check it out. So these three are the characteristics. Now, what is the characteristic of a mind? Chitta. Can you tell me what's the characteristic of mind? Anyone? This is the body characteristics. Lahuta, Udutta, Kamanyata. What is the characteristics of mind?
I think mind also has the same qualities.
No.
All these things.
No.
In a different way.
No.
I read it somewhere, no?
No. How does Buddha explain consciousness? No, wow, what are you writing? Fast. You're not talking fast and slow. How does he explain? No, don't worry. Don't hunt for books in literature. Okay, don't know. Forget it. He explains by two parts. First part, he talks about prabhasaram idam chittam.
Right.
Yeah. And that's not there in the matter. First part. And the second part is that it is pure and bright. In Dhatu Vibhanga Sutta and many suttas, he explains consciousness is pure and bright. It's also explained in Sanyukta Nikaya 3.70, Uposatta Sutta. How do you clean chitta? It's just right thing. It doesn't know what is this and what is that. It doesn't distinguish. When defilements come, it seemed to have that. And hence, he says in Satipatthana, Saragam va chittam, saragam chittam pajanati. It's not a chitta is having raga. No, it has been covered with raga. Sadosam va chittam, sadosam chittam pajanati. He knows that the dosa has appeared. The what we can say, displeasure has appeared in the chitta. The objective is to cleanse the chitta. Because something has appeared on that and it is taking that and multiplying it. So what the chitta can do, the body cannot do. How? You should ask this question, who dies? Whether the chitta goes away or the body goes away. If the body goes away, you give a missing complaint. Right? If somebody went somewhere and is not traceable, will you give him a death complaint or will you give a missing complaint? You give a missing complaint because the body is not found. Like in the case of that person whom they are searching, they couldn't find. Even today, they couldn't find. I went to Ladakh, we couldn't. And his details are there in Pangong Lake, but we couldn't find him. It's presumed dead, but we don't know. Why? Because the body is not found. So, chitta leaves the body, not the body leaves the chitta. This clarity you should have. Now, if the chitta can leave the body, tell me one state where without entering jhana, you can leave the body. You know what is that state? Bobby, it's for you. You don't have to enter into jhana at all. But can you leave the body? Can the chitta leave the body and go? No supernormal power or psychic power is required.
Is it sleeping?
No. There is a state in all of us, not sleeping, not dreaming, in all of us, where we normally leave the body and go. Okay, not knowing it is during deep thoughts. No daydreaming are you. So when the person is in deep thoughts, he's seeing like this, but the consciousness goes away. It get established there. If somebody does like this, and then how does the consciousness comes back? Shake him like this. Hey, where were you? Ah, no, nothing. I was thinking something. Hey, come on, what had happened, man? We are seeing you for the last 10 minutes. Why? Consciousness left the body. It's now on Ayu only. There is no consciousness. Out of Ayu, Usma, Vijnana, Ayu and Usma are there. Vijnana is gone. You understand? And such people are called as absent-minded people. Because they're absent. The whole word they use that, absent. Right? Are they in jhana? No. Are they in the body? No. So the act of watching the breath is to make sure that the consciousness or the mind does not go outside. It comes back to its original place, this body. So we say, you go and pick up the mind. Has anybody gone and really picked up the mind? In the Chuladasa's book, there are thousands of times he writes, you will get the mind. Allow the mind to go and it comes back. What? Can you go and pick up the mind? If you could pick up the mind, you wouldn't have left it in the first place. It's like you left the child in the school and you forgot, and then now in the night you remember, hey, wait, I went to drop my child. Oh shucks, he's there. Will you do like that with the mind? You don't even know where it is gone because you have gone. You are gone. So the objective of Chuladasa's The Mind Illuminated is to make sure the consciousness stays in the body. Why? To transcend, it has to be in the body. That's the first step. So the 4 steps or stages, whatever is mentioned in that book, is all about that. 5, 6, 7 increases to a different degree altogether. So we are doing what? We are altering the state of consciousness. So that means you can alter. So what the chitta can be done is to change the perceptions. That's what Pottapada Sutta is all about. You can't change the perception of this body. It's not possible. But you can change the perception of the chitta or the mind or mental or whatever you want to call that as, or vijnana, consciousness. Yeah. Bobby, hope you're getting some clarity on this. Now what I can do is, just like I go shopping when the body is sitting here, I'm lost in thoughts. Instead, I do it consciously. What do? I remove the sensual because it's gross. Then I remove the akusala, which is nothing but the 5 hindrances. As a summary of the 10 immoral deeds, 5 hindrances, basically. So when I do that, what happens? Yesterday, we were doing this at house. Just take a blank wall. Just keep watching. Or a Buddha statue, or whatever you want. You will not believe this happening to you. The breath comes back and you're watching the breath. It's a funny situation. You're going behind watching the breath. Now the breath, what it shows, there is no karma, because a blank wall doesn't have any karma. There's no akusala coming. Try it out. Yesterday we tried for 15 minutes. And Madhukar is a witness. He can say what he felt. Just did for 15 minutes. His wife and his wife's sister's son has come here to learn. Okay, and they have no prior training at all. They were able to do for some time. Just a blank wall. I was telling them, why do they keep Buddha statue at monastery? Because you can observe that, it becomes blank. So there's no karma. There's no akusala. So what you do? Breath. And breath is neutral. It doesn't have raga, dvesha, moha. How? You can't have raga on breath. Come on. Nobody has. Nobody has dvesha. Can you be disturbed by breath? If the breath is disturbed, you are gone. And there's no moha, there's no delusion. Because it's not yours. Every being knows it's not, breath is not his or hers. And hence, it's ignorance. You don't know that your life is going off here. So you just be on the breath. And Ajahn Chah, in his nice book, which Bobby has, Still Flowing Water, he is one full section on that. A person who doesn't watch breath, he says that is not at all be considered. He's right. And Ajahn Lee, he just talks about breath, nothing else, no all these different things. Because that you have, you're fulfilled. The mind illuminated, whatever you guys are practicing, is the same thing. It's on breath. So you require that. You require that mastery. Let's say I have mastery. Now, just like I went out in the thoughts, now I consciously do it by observing breath. So the vitakka vichara is gone. But there's no sensuality. Leading on to the second jhana, which is avitakka vichara, which gives me piti, joy. And that's exactly what consciousness. So what happens to the body? Disappears. You feel light, mentally light, physically can be anything. Doesn't matter. But you feel light. You don't feel worked up because you are in piti. It comes for 3 days. You will be in piti for 3 days. No matter whatever is the condition. I said earlier also. Get it. Then come to the third jhana. Where you get sukha. How? And why? Because the sukha is got from what? From the joyous state. Now when you do the third jhana, as explained in 48.40, domanasa, dukkha, do the first jhana, domanasa, do the second jhana, sukha. There's nothing which is happening on the body, so you enter into the third jhana. And so manasa, you enter into the fourth jhana. So what happened to the body? Not required. Now you're creating anesthetic effect. Right? They almost created that. And Buddha talks in that Sutta 48.40, the last one, Upekha. He says, first get into Neva Sanya Na Sanyayatana. Neither perception nor non-perception. How does it work? Somebody pinches like this, you have little perception. Very little. So a mosquito, like Harry was talking on Saturday to me, this doing will not happen because there's little perception, very little. And then start saying 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, take off. But no perception, anesthesia. So like what Shaniel said before the start, knocked off. If I could ask him, when he first really said he experienced Nirodha Samapatti, was it not like a knocked off?
Yes, yes, it was.
That's it.
Nobody was there. And then when I came back, you realized there's a gap.
Yes.
But no one was there to experience.
Yes. That's the answer to your question, Bobby. Where is the body? Transcendent. As long as you feel there is a body, the perception of the body. The moment you change the feeling and perception, body disappears. It doesn't mean there's no body. It doesn't mean there is body. And hence you have a knockout session. Just get knocked off. So if you want an instant thing to happen, ask Marine to give you an anesthetic injection which will knock you off. And that's it. That's Nibbana. Param Sukham. Okay. And that's it. Done with it.
She gives me that all the time anyway.
She gives you in different ways. She keeps on injecting, but you react to that injection. Here, no reaction. I've seen you reacting in the car. That will never happen. You'll be sitting like this, wrist out. Bobby, Bobby. No Bobby. Not be found. After a few hours.
Hope I'll be there one day, Vilashi.
Yes, you should be there. So after a few hours, you come back. How did I come to Shaniel's house? Marine will say, for the last 3 days, you're sitting here. Did I attend Nirodha Samapatti? Yes. Be careful, Bobby. You might jump into that swimming pool and drown yourself. So that's what happens. It's knockout. I forgot to tell you this when I spoke to you day before yesterday because I got totally distracted by Aryu's different question. And after letting go of both of you, I put my thoughts in a proper way. So otherwise, we keep on jumping from one to another, to another, to another.
Vilashi, I think I have asked you that question in relation to that article where Goenkaji written that thing there, and he said that in the 4 arūpa jhānas, there is no perception of the body, but then Buddha found something called ninth thing. So if you read that correctly, or maybe what I understood correctly, he said that's the reason body sensation is very important. So then Buddha found So I didn't quite understand what he was saying.
No,
so
you
I
can
think
ask Shenil.
I'll ask Shenil also later about it.
Not later. You can ask him now. In another 2 minutes, let him
So
answer.
I don't know whether he read that.
No,
read
forget
that
he reading. No, you leave that text aside. You have somebody who has personally experienced. So let us put
No,
him
but
to test.
see, not that, what he was written on there, maybe I understood it differently. That's why I don't want
okay.
to.
No, that's okay. I'm not debating on that. We will still go through that, whatever is written. Now that
No, let me then, if anyway that point is happening, I'll put that question a bit more clearly. That in many Goenkaji's courses, when he says that this body sensation is very important, and he also said that when you reach 8 jhanas, that your perception of the body goes, and if you die that time, you will reach this very higher heavenly worlds. That's what Uddaka Ramaputta and Alarama, they both have done. No. Let me complete whatever. No, I'm just repeating whatever I understood. So not my view or anything. So then he said that because there is no body, those people cannot attain liberation. No, in those higher heavens. So you need body sensations to get liberated. This is what my understanding is. I'm not. Yeah.
Appreciate it. Now let me explain to you. When does the body disappear? In first jhana only. Because if you're reborn as a Brahma. The body is not there. Forget till 8 jhana. If Shenil were to die today, right now, if he is practiced a lot of Neva Sanya, Na Sanya Ayatana, he will be born there. There's no body. Okay. If the body would have been there, then there's no liberation. Then Buddha is wrong. Goenka is right. Now let's ask him whatever he has attained, because he has attained. I can see he has attained. Let us ask him. When he said knock off, does it add a body and the mind or what it is? Let's ask him. Because at least I can think that I'm not that good in experiencing. Let's ask Shane.
There's no body. There's no body there. In ninth jhana, Nirodha Samapatti, there's no body there.
So what does he mean by like you need body sensation to get into that state?
I haven't read it, so I'm not sure what he's saying.
Maybe if you can read that later on something, that a small article that Viren has sent, Raju has sent, the TMC. So I think I forwarded to him. So I know it is not like
it's there in our group chat itself, TMI, it is there. So he can read it and then maybe when you guys meet, he can explain.
Yes.
I'm telling you, there cannot be a body sensations while you're in jhana. Yeah. Forget the
no, I didn't quite understood that, and he keeps on telling again and again that body.
I know that. I understand where he's coming from. I appreciate Goenkaji because he's my first teacher. But basically, your experience is that forget 8 jhana, Bobby. Even if you attain the first jhana properly, you will not have you will not have a body sensation. And that's a fact. How can you have a body sensation as well as this? Okay, to prove him wrong, go to Maha Dukkha Khanda Sutta, go to feelings section and tell me, he talks about 3 things. Rupasa asado kama, he talks about asada,
form, and
adinava nisarana. Then on the rupa asada, adinava nisarana. You take feeling, he talks about 4 jhanas.
4 jhanas. Yeah, I recently read that, so
where is the body?
Remembering.
Where is the body? And I'm telling you, Bobby, the day you experience jhanas, you will know for yourself, you'll throw all of this at once because you have a practical experience. Yeah, Shenil, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, just on first jhana and second jhana, how would you describe piti then? Is that a body sensation or more mental sensation? What would you say?
It's for me or for
For you, Vilasji.
for me? Okay, that's very good. Now what happens is that you transcend the body, the first jhana. So it is majorly a body sensation? No, it's a mental sensation, but appearing on the body. This is when we say that body is in piti, because you're feeling both in the body, in the mind. And when you
Yes.
come to the second jhana, it intensifies into the chitta, mental, and very less on the body. And when you come to the fourth jhana, you lose the body sensation itself. So there is no sukha and the dukkha. You just have to cross over the somanasa and domanasa, and hence you are in the fourth jhana. When you come into the fifth jhana, the rupa is completely vanished.
Yes. That's my experience. Yeah, especially in fourth, the body is pretty much gone
Yes.
at that point.
So how can you retain till 8? It's a miracle if somebody can attain a jhana holding on to the body sensation. Come on. It's a miracle. Meaning he's gone beyond Buddha. And that cannot happen. Because in finite space, Bobby, in the Chula Shunyata Sutta, he explains to you how to cut it off. You will not have body. It's just space. You know what you have done? You have removed Patavi, you have removed Apo, you have removed Tejo, you have removed Vayu. What remains is only Akasa. And hence you experience Akasa and Chaitanya. It's not possible. It is not dreamable, actually.
Yeah, okay.
It's not. You should reject me if I am the only person saying that.
No, whatever you're saying makes sense, but that such a important question, why that we seem answer like that? But it is okay. Like, you know, it's fine. I just he's also my first teacher, and he's very
that's the
respected
reason.
for me.
I'm not biased. I'm going by experience, and I'm
No, that I agree. Like, you know, even when Shaniel says and you says, you know, saying by experience. Goenkaji, I've never spoke to him by experience. You know, only whatever his video or all this literature, only I've seen. So I cannot clarify what he said anyway.
okay. Hey, Shaniel, go ahead.
Yeah, I haven't read the thing that you mentioned, Bobby, but I do remember when I was at one of the Goenkaji retreats, he did talk about Buddha sort of mixing jhana and vipassana. Is that what you're alluding to?
No. He's saying in that, whatever he has sent in the TMI also, the group Raju has sent. In that, he's talking about samvedana. See, basically what Goenka is saying, that samvedana is the most important thing, which is sensation. And there is no word samvedana at all in the entire Tipitaka. And it's a Hindi word basically, and also in Sanskrit, but it's got nothing to do with Buddha dhamma. So samvedana is the bodily feeling. So what Goenka says in that literature, what Bobby has sent, is that till the 9th jhana, you need to have this body sensation, otherwise you cannot attain Nirodha Samapatti. My contention to that is, you can't even retain in the first jhana. Forget about the 9th jhana, 8th jhana, because in the first jhana itself, your body experiences reduces. It doesn't go away, it reduces, because then you are on the breath and it takes you to a high level. So you go into the avitaka vichara. So then your piti starts, and when the piti starts, the body sensation reduces. And the third, it even more reduces, where you don't even feel anything about it. And the fourth jhana, you're literally cut off, because there's no sukha and dukkha. And the body sensation, what Buddha talks about is sukha and dukkha. He doesn't talk about sensation per se, like throbbing sensation, heat sensation, cold sensation, a pulsating sensation or some other sensation. There's nothing like that. It's only say sukha, dukkha, domanasa, somanasa, upeka. That's all over. That is all Buddha Dhamma is all about. Doesn't talk about any sensation.
Yeah. All of the gross body sensations go. They're not there. Yeah.
Like vomiting sensation. It's a pure bodily reaction to it. And what do you mean by I can say, hey, like if it is air, you will say vomiting means mind and that is appearing in the body. No, it's not like that. It is just a label. That's fine. You can call by whatever name you want, but what is coming in from the mouth, which is physical. So that one.
I've sent that to Shaniel anyway, so we will discuss that in the evening.
Yeah, you guys discuss, and when I'm there, we can have a debate over it if you want, and I can exactly tell you how to do it.
Not the question. It is a very, very serious and responsible question. That's the reason I was asking.
No, it is. You need to have clarity, and I'm telling you, whatever Shaniel is achieved, I can double validate it.
Definitely, I very seriously take that.
Yeah. So
because like whatever you're saying, in my experience also, definitely in the very basic.
You need some days that only slightly you can see the wave. No, that baseline. No, the Uday way is only on the bodily sensation what you're talking about because you're so used to bodily sensation. If you the actual experience when you get into the jhana, there also you can the Uday way. Okay, the reason why needed. The way automatically happens. See, the thing is like this. What we have understood about Buddha is that it's physical. Because we think the Alara Kalama and Uddaka Ramaputta were idiots. They didn't know this. They only went on mental. So my contention to whoever argues with me on Uddaka Ramaputta, Alara Kalama, is to first get to that stage. Don't argue. Get to his stage, wherever he is. And then tell me, what do you expect? Buddha is talking about the cutting off of the ariya, that re, it means to move around, that you cut it. It's not about whether you can achieve 8 jhana or 9 jhana or no. Cutting a circle. What Uddaka Ramaputta and Alara Kalama did not do is to they got caught up in that. They did not let it go. So Buddha Dhamma is to let go. That's all. So if I hold on to the erroneous view that you require body sensation, it's as erroneous view as I don't require any body at all. No, both are wrong. So as we transcend the body is gone. Yes, exactly. So if we see many suttas where there's an explanation, he says they are not wrong, but it doesn't lead to. He says 7 things. It should lead to nibiddhaya, viragaya, nirodhaya, upasamaya, abhinyaya, sambodhaya, nibbānaya. This I could not see. He is not blaming his teachers, saying that because how we read it is, he just went there, he found them not useful, so he left them. And there are people who talk so nonsensical, as though they have attained all the 8 jhanas. They have not even attained one. But they speak as though, they did something wrong. Exactly. So first, my case, personally, I should get to that 8 jhanas. Irrespective whether it is Ariya Magga, Anariya Magga, whatever it is, right? I need to first get that. In fact, Goenka in that book itself, he says, I don't teach it because there's a danger of getting caught up. So I first teach Vipassana and then they should be doing it, is what he is written. Anyway, so that's what for assistant teacher he has written as a question and answer. So taking his words that he knows it, why is not introduced? Because it makes no sense to introduce everything and then getting caught up. Better to introduce. But as far as what I found Daniel, is that I was searching for someone who is something. When I saw him, I felt at last one human being I could find in this planet whom I can rely upon. At least he resonates what I've experienced. Otherwise, people will be looking at me, don't know what he's saying. Okay. I wanted some guinea pig for myself that, okay, I'm not the only guinea pig. There's another guinea pig who has literally done something. So in Nirodha Samapatti, you don't have body, Bobby, and you can't. The same way in the first jhana, the starting of the Rupa jhana. When you say Rupa jhana, it is not the body. It is a fine material. It's not this gross.
Sorry, Vilasi, I think Nirodha Samapatti, I think I also understand, and even Goenkaji, whatever, there is no body. But to reach there, you need body
What he's
sensation.
trying to
That is
say,
what the question.
I have read it. What he says, which can be given some benefit of doubt in that writing, is like this. Some people get to this state that there is no body. This is untrue. Meaning, this is called as asanya realm, meaning there is no perception at all. So if you practice something where you reject the body, and then what happens is you land up in a mess wherein you will get into a realm called as asanya after death. That's also a very high realm, but still you're not cut off from the samsara. That means if you are planning to cut off from the samsara or attain Nirodha Samapatti, then that will not take you there. That's correct. If you are cut off in the first jhana itself without the body, then you are not there. The second jhana, you're not. You should know that you're transcending from the body. That's correct. I agree. And from that point of view, if you say you need to transcend the body and yet have the body to attain 8 jhanas, and the answer is yes. Absolute yes, no doubt. But if you say, will you experience body in the 8 jhanas, and the answer is no, because then there's no concept called arūpa.
No, this is, I think this you told many times. So is that means that these beings who doesn't have body and still attain 8 jhanas, they cannot attain Nirodha Samapatti?
No, they can't.
Yeah,
They
then maybe that's what he's saying.
That's correct. If we are arguing on that front, I 100% agree with what Goenka is saying there, because that's correct.
Yeah.
That's correct. You can't disregard body and say it's only mind. No. That's called as Vijnanavada. That means only mind, there's no body. That's wrong.
Because what he's saying, normally in those times, people thought that after attaining 8 jhana, they are liberated. No?
Yes, because the perception is gone. So like this, Bobby, you've been given a light dose of anesthesia. You still have some perception, but there's no perception. Then you feel you're liberated.
Okay.
Right? You think you're liberated, but when you really see that you're completely cut off, like what he's saying, knocked off, that word. If you get that experience, you have done it. You know you've done it, Bobby. You will not have a single piece of doubt. I can tell you one thing. Let's ask Shenil again. Does he still have doubt whether he attained 9th or 8th or 7th? I don't know. I think so. Can he say that? Even if if it's double blindfolded.
Yeah, there's no doubt. Like once you experience it, you know for sure. No? There's no doubt.
They can't be.
Can't be.
I'm telling you, Bobby, it will be so clear. You will stop reading books from that day on because you've seen what's to be seen. There's nothing that will attract you. That much I can tell you. I don't know whether he sides with me or not, but You will not feel interested in reading anything to understand what he has said. In fact, you are troubling him by sending him that literature to read, and then he has to read and say, okay, why I should read this.
No, he's doing that out of compassion for his students.
Exactly. That's the only point that would remain. Otherwise, it looks, why should I do this? I can.
Teacher should have some compassion, right? Definitely.
No, even I'm compassionate. I'm not saying no. What I'm saying is, you would feel why. Actually, this becomes a burden. It's like initially you have this because you want to know. Once you have known, every damn thing becomes a burden.
Yeah, I think there were students for Buddha also, like they didn't trouble them much. They were so good, but some students troubled also. So
I'm okay
maybe
with it.
I and Harry is like that, right, Harry?
No, fine. You don't have to brand yourself like that, Bobby. We love, at least I love both of you. I have no problem. So what I'm trying to say, don't pinch yourself like that.
No.
Or punch yourself like that, it's fine. But what I'm saying is, Bobby,
I was giving some rest to Harry today.
that's fine. No. What I'm trying to say to both of you is that the day you get it, there, from that day, if you read Goenka book, you'll start laughing. Mark my words. You'll start laughing. Not out of disregard to him. You feel for this so much you have to write. It's so simple. You have tons and tons of papers, which is of no. That is what you will get. And no matter how many times somebody tell you, you can get into that stage anytime. And you'll not forget. You can't, like in my hair, I don't have hair, so I can't scratch here on my. Who did I attend first chance? Hold on. I think, let me refer to this sutta. Okay, this, he says, Vivecheva Kamehi. ChatGPT, can you tell me what is Vivecheva Kamehi and Akusala Dhammehi and blah blah thing? You'll throw it. And that's what it is. I don't know. Shaniel would have felt exactly the same after getting it.
Yeah, it's unmistakable, and then you can access it whenever you want. It's very simple, but it required a lot of preliminary work. Keeping your sila, slowly working to remove the hindrances, and then it just happens.
Yeah. One final thing. You can't enter into jhana. You are in jhana. Please remove that word. I will enter into. There's no entering. You are. And you're out of. No, you're not. You realize and it automatically comes out. So you can see the anicca nature in that. Because what Buddha says is, if that you could do it, you can go and come, but isn't it going and coming Udayavya? And that is how you do it. It's not body sensation. Now I'm in 8. Hold on a second. Where's the body sensation now? Oh, when it cuts off like this, there's no perception. So for a second, you can't perceive anything. Your world is removed. Now, how can you say you have a body? Body is a perception. From where will you get the body? At the same time, you know that there is a body. And that is true. What Goenka says is true. You know there is a body on which you're standing. Then comes perceptionless. So the feeling is gone. And you're done. And Bobby and Eru, both for you and other people are, I don't know what they're doing here. But anyway, the moment you attain it, the moment you're done. Now, whoever challenges you, you'll just go into 9 jhana and sit. Rather than wasting time with that person. Okay. Tang, 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 tang. Done. As many number of times you want. I think I don't know whether he did that when from his flight from Sydney or wherever, from Brisbane to Denver or wherever he went, and San Francisco. He could have done that. Because such a nice thing to do. Forget everything and sit.
I had a colleague on that flight, so I was
You
talking
couldn't
to
do
him.
it. You couldn't do it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, otherwise, Bobby, I'll tell you the steps also. First step, enter into the plane. Second step, close your eyes. Third step, watch the breath. Fourth step, just observe the outside environment. Sound, taste, smell, everything. Fifth step, cut off outside. You get inside. Sixth step, get in the first jhana. Wait, because the air hostess will come, she'll say something, but be on the jhana. Then slowly cut off, come to the second. You're in piti, joy. Then cut off that and come to the sukha. Then get into upeka and wait. So by the time food comes and everything comes, and then you're just entering to exit. Then once she takes off this food thing, 5, 6, 7, 8, sit. Then you say, when do you want to come out? The time of landing in Sydney. Done. So Bangalore to Sydney, taken care. Okay, and that's it. And time is over. And thanks for Shaniel to be around till 10 here. Yeah. No. You will have taste. Don't. No. You have all the 6 senses working. Don't think the senses are not there. But there is no attraction, repulsion, moha, every raga, dvesha, moha are gone. So don't get into a wrong thing that, oh, there's no taste. No, there is. But you are not in the taste. Like the bahir. Ice cream. You just have it. Okay. Good day to everyone. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow. We'll continue on the how to practice. Bye.